Hey everybody, and welcome to the video here today, the final part 3 of the Create Your Own PS3 theme set of tutorials. I'm assuming in this video that you've already watched parts 1 and 2. If you haven't, the links will be in the description. Part 1 covers the intro as well as the installation of the PS3 theme builder program that we are using, as well as the cross-media simulator and a couple of other things. And then part 2 covered the background images and icons and a couple other things as well that revolve around those images and icons. And that one took a little while. I think that one was about 21 minutes long. This one here today should be a lot shorter. Here we'll be covering the sounds, editing the XML, and then building the actual theme and installing it into the PS3. So if you haven't watched the first 2 videos, I'm not going to cover pretty much anything that's already been covered there. It's a good idea to watch them and then come to this one. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so a couple of things that we'll need for today. I'll put a link in the description to them. First, you can come here and pick up what's called MF Audio. This is version 1.1. We're going to need this to convert the audio sound bites to the proper format that's used by the PS3. So you can download that here. There's also other programs you can use. Basically, you just need a converter that can convert, either MP3s or WAV files or whatever to VAG files. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. And then for those who don't have it yet, you should get Notepad++, or really you can use any Notepad editing program. And yes, this is the Notepad++ site. This is what it looks like now. It has gone the way of this horrendous minimalistic simple black and white theme that a lot of sites have gone to, which is total BS. I can't stand it and cannot wait till this trend is over. I keep seeing it all the time and it just annoys me to no end. I mean, this looks like it was done by a 10-year-old for Netscape 1996. So yeah, just annoying. I need to make a video about that. All right, let's get back on track. Let's head on over back to the desktop because we need to get into Theme Builder. All right, so I mentioned in the last video that when we are working with themes, the Theme Builder creates folders in your Documents folder in Windows. So let's go there. I already covered this before. Here's my PlayStation themes. Here are the folders you've either created or been working on or whatever. Since we've been working with my theme here, let's continue right from there. So let's open it, and here are all of our files. Let's click View. I'm going to put it into List like that, and we are going to move it over. Let's go ahead and open up the PS3 Theme Builder. And this should just take a couple of seconds, and there we go. Okay, so now that we have all that open, let's navigate over to the third tab here, right? And let's click on Open. We're going to go to the folder we've been working with. And then we're going to click on the XML. I told you in the last video, it's a good idea to always continue your work from the XML file itself. Okay, and then there we go. Everything is loaded. All right, so now that we're here, when you're here, you can see that there's only really 5 sounds that you can mess with. There's question, which I believe actually is the sound it makes when you press X on something on the XMB, like confirmation. Cursor is when you're navigating around the XMB with the D-pad or the thumbstick, when you're moving left to right, up and down. Open option menu, this is the sound that plays when I believe you open one of the sub menu folders. Cancel is when you hit circle on something on an XMB and you go back. And then OK is when you get like certain messages that pop up that ask you to confirm whether you want to do this or that or whatever, and then you hit yes or okay. I believe that's the sound that plays when either that prompt pops up or when you click OK. So really there's only 5 things. Now it also tells you which sound files are associated with which sound. So when you come up here to question, it says SE_decide_2. When it's cursor, like the one moving around the XMB, it's sc_cursor_2. But in reality, there are two of these files. So if we leave it right there on cursor and you come over here, you can see there's an SE cursor underscore cursor _2 right here, but there's also a number 1. So there's the exact same file again, but with a 1 in front of it. That's because you need to have the same soundbite, or you should have the same soundbite for both of these, for number 1, the number 1 of the file and the number 2 of the file. Now these sound files should also be no more than like a second in length maxed. They can't really be long at all. I even recommend that they be around a half of a second or less than that. And sometimes when, you're here and you play, let me see if you'll be able to hear it, and you play a sound. Okay. See, it might sound okay there. Let's see. See, it may sound okay here, but then when you put it on the PS3 and you're navigating around the XMB and you start pressing the buttons, you realize that a particular one may not sound good at all. It might sound crappy, or it just sounds like straight up junk, or it sounds too high pitched or too scratchy. So unfortunately, the only way really to test it is, to build the theme, stick it in your PS, apply it, and then just start navigating around the XMB and pressing the buttons and see how it sounds. And that's really the only true test. Okay, so this tutorial is not to show you how to create your own soundbite from scratch or edit one or anything like that. It's just to show you how to convert your soundbite to the proper file, which I'll show you here in a minute. But yeah, you can use whatever it is you want. It's a matter of preference. It's up to your skills, your creativity, your software, your hardware, whatever. You can use whatever it is you like. One of the things I do recommend, just in case you're starting out, maybe try out Audicty, which is completely free and it's great. As a matter of fact, most of the videos I record, the sound is done through Audicty, which I'm using right now. But yeah, I strongly recommend that one. But again, you can use whatever you like. There's also another site here that has a ton of free sound bites and sound clips or whatever called Free Sound. I'll put a link to the description to both of these sites. Anyway, if you decide to look for something like button press, or you can hit cancel button, or robot sounds or tech sounds or anything like that. In this case, I did button press and then I clicked search. One of the things I recommend too, if you're going to come here, remember I told you the sounds have to be preferably under a second, and even better, half a second or less. When you do a search, come here and click on duration short first, and then click search. And when you do that, it will put the shortest sounds up on top first, which is great. And then you can see here, these are under a second because they don't even have any time on them. When they're under like half of a second, it will display all zeros, and that's exactly what you want. I actually like this one here. That one sounds pretty good. So if there's one that you like, you can go ahead and click on it. You can log in. You can create an account. It's completely free, and then it's free to download, and you can use the soundbite however you like, or you can do whatever, technique or method you have of getting these short sound clips. All right. So, assuming that you've already edited your sound clip or sound bite or whatever, now it's time for the conversion process. So let's pretend here that I'm going to change the cancel sound. All right, so I have cancel highlighted on here, and that's the sound it makes when you hit the circle button on the XMB. So we'll keep that highlighted for right now. And this is where you will use your the program that you downloaded, the MF Audio .exe file, which is portable. It's self-contained. It doesn't have to install or anything. You downloaded it earlier, so go ahead and open that. And now what you'll do is navigate, click open, navigate to where your sound files are. Now you can put your sound files somewhere separate, and that's what I recommend you do, like I did here. They're on my desktop, as you can see here, PS3 themes, and then sounds, right? And here's a file I just downloaded from the free sound place. It's in WAV format. Most of the sound bytes that you come across will be either WAV or MP3. So let's open it. Okay, and then it will display here. You can even click play. and it'll play the little sound real quick. All right. Now, this is important. These three boxes, the first one must say 44100. As you can see here, the hertz is 48,000. So we're going to have to change that, or we're going to have to convert this sound file. The second box should say under samples 16, and the channels box should say 1. Down here, you're going to select the proper file format, which is VAG. That's right, Sony calls these VAG files. Giggity. So because of the 10-year-old mentality I have, I can't say that with a straight face. Let's just keep calling them VAG files. Once you select that, then this should also match the top one. It should also say 44100 here, 16 and 1. If it does, then you would proceed, click Save As, and save the file anywhere you want. You can call it anything you want. In this case, we're dealing with the cancel button, so you can call it like cancel button or cancel sound or whatever, and then click save, and it will go ahead and convert it. Since this one is wrong, we're going to have to fix it, and I'm going to use Audicty. So let's go ahead and fix that right now. All right, so again, you can use whatever you want here. I'm using Audicty, and let's open that. Let's go to that sound file. All right, and let's drag it over. Okay, let's close this. And now if you look here real close, I don't know if you can see it, it says mono, which is fine because it had already said it was mono. It said channels 1. If it said channels 2, then chances are it would say that because this is stereo. So if it's 2-channel or if it's 48 or whatever, remember it has to be mono and it has to be 44. So this is where you would change it. If this was stereo, you could come here, click anywhere in the blue, and once everything is highlighted, you can click tracks, and I believe the option to turn the track into mono will be here. You would click it, and then it would go ahead and do that. I believe it's not here now because it's already mono format. To convert it over to 44,100 hertz, all you have to do is come here, click on 44,100, and that's it. Once you've done those things, let's go ahead and go to File. You're going to go to Export it. You can export it as MP3 or a wave or whatever. It's already a wave, so let's leave it as that. Okay, and then you can save it in that same folder of the original sound clip, which is fine. All right, and you can, again, call it whatever you want. I'm going to click Save. It's going to ask me, do I want to overwrite it? I'm going to save it in the same place. I'm going to hit yes. If you have anything here, hit clear and then hit OK. All right, and that's pretty much it. So, actually, no. Let's do this. Let's close this. Let's open up the file again. And it actually made a backup of the original one. Let's bring the new one here, drag it. And now when we look, of course, it says mono, but now it says 44,100 there and 44,100 here. So we're good to go. All right, so let's close it. The old one, which is the backup, we could delete it because we know we got it right this time. Let's go back and open up MF Audio again. Okay, let's point it to that file again. Here it is. And there we go. Now it says 44,100, 16, and 1. I will come down here. We'll pick VAG. Again, it says 44,100, 16, and 1. We're good. Click Save As. You can save it anywhere you want. I'm going to save it in the same folder as the sound files and that we're working with, and you can call it whatever you want. Since we're using the cancel sound, I'm going to call it cancel sound. You can call it cancel button or anything you want. Click Save, and now you have to click Process, and it'll say done. All right. Let's go back into that folder, and there we go. The VAG conversion is there. Now what you can do is, cancel is highlighted, you can go to Upload Sound. Okay, you can point it right to this newly created VAG file. So let's go there, Sounds, and you can click on that and then hit Open. What it will do is that it will, and I think I closed, did I close the folder? Yeah. Let me go back into the documents. Okay. I accidentally closed our folder we were working with our themes here. All right. What it will do is when you click upload upload sound and then you select the file and click OK, it will copy cancel sound.vag or whatever it is you called it here into the work folder of the theme. Click on save, and then what happens is later on when you create the theme, it will take that cancel sound.vag and it will properly name them to cancel se underscore cancel underscore 1 and then se underscore cancel underscore 2. It will name them correctly. Okay. Once again, with the sounds, just like with the images and the icons, only the files that are in the XML are used. So if you have a bunch of files here, if the XML doesn't call on them, then they will not get added to the theme file. So it will convert it. And when you come back here, you'll notice that it'll still say cancel sound.vag. It'll be here. And you're like, well, it didn't convert it. It actually did. It'll be in the newly created .p3t file, which is the theme file. It makes a copy of all the files it needs and sticks them into that theme file. Whatever it doesn't need, it will leave behind and not use. So that's how the sound files work. You can also do this manually. You can take this sound file, the VAG file, bring it over here, okay, copy it over here, and then you can manually get rid of these two, the SE cancel 1, SE cancel 2, and you can just name the cancel sound SC underscore cancel 1, make a copy of it, and then the copy, call it SC underscore cancel 2. And then, yeah, that's how you do it manually. So it's really up to you how you do it. If you do it manually, then you don't need to click on upload sound because you changed them manually here. So with that all out of the way, let's move on to editing the XML. Okay, so in the last video in part 2, I showed you an instance where you would need to maybe edit the XML when some of the images were kind of put out of sequence. Now, the only other time after that really that you need to modify the XML is if after you build it and you've applied it or installed it into the PS3, you notice that the name is not correct. For example, you put the name of your theme up here, you filled out the information section and stuff, but the theme installs correctly, but the name is not right. If that's the case, you can go ahead and just delete the theme. And by the way, whenever you're experimenting with these themes, make sure you delete the previous theme from the PS3 before installing your newer updated one, when you're testing them out or whatever. So anyway, yeah, delete it. And then you can always come here to the theme folder we are working in, and there's only one XML file, and this is where you would use Notepad++ to open it. Scroll down to like around the 80s, line 80 or so, and here you will see the info name of the theme, and there you can manually change it. Just put the name of your theme in between the quotes. It should be the same name as it is right here, right? And then you can change that. Under author, you can put your name, and then down here you can change these two. Now these 3 lines here are populating because I picked 3 languages here. I picked English, Japanese, and Spanish. So what this means is if somebody is using, right here you see EN, then right here we have, which is English, ES is Spanish, JP is Japanese. What this means is this is what will display in the information section on the theme, depending on what language their PS3 is set up in. So if they're using English, this is what they will see. If they are using Spanish, then this is what they will see. And if the PS3 is set up in Japanese language, then this is what they'll see in the information section. So you can make all of them the same. You can make each one different. It really is up to you. This part doesn't matter, all that much. Once that's done, click on save up here and then rebuild your theme again. And this time when you put it in the PS3, it should show the correct name and all the correct information and all that good stuff. All right, so finally you've done everything in the tutorial. You're ready to go. Once you're satisfied with everything that you have, then just go ahead and make sure you click save one last time and then click on build theme. Again, the theme and the files in the theme, those files will come from the XML, and only the files that the XMLs say to use will be used. Any other files that you might have in this folder that are not in the XML will not be added to that file. So let's click on Build Theme. It's going to create it right from the XML. Okay, and that's it. When you're here, just press Enter. There we go. All right. And then on here, you will see in this, in the folder you've been using, you will see it created the new .p3t folder, which is the theme itself. And there we go. The name should be correct. You can now take this, and I strongly recommend you do not leave it in here, because remember, in the past videos, I told you always work off of the XML, not this file. This file, you really only use it to open up the theme at first, and then as you're creating it or editing it or whatever, work off of the XML. So I would drag that somewhere else and get it out of that folder. And now you can put it into your USB. So right here, let's see, we'll go there, create a folder called PS3 in all capital letters, all caps. Make sure there's a folder called theme in all caps, and then that's where you would put it. And as you can see, I already have it there, and then plug it into your PS3 and install it the way you would any other theme. You just go to your themes and click install. You could put it into any USB port you want and just install it from the USB, and that's it. And then once it's installed, check it out and see how it works. Now, if you have a modded PS3 like on Hen or custom firmware, you can always just FTP this theme in. You'll have to put it into the dev hdd0 directory theme folder. So go into a dev hdd0, make sure you find the theme folder there and put it there, and you can have multiple themes. I suggest not doing this while you're in the theme screen. Be somewhere else on the XMB, and then go back to the themes and then see if it populates. If it doesn't, refresh the XMB, or after you've put them in there via FTP, reboot the PS3 and then go to the themes, and you should see them there, and they should be selectable. So that's pretty much it, guys. Okay, this was way longer than what I thought it would be. I didn't think it would be that long. But again, I appreciate you watching. And if this series or this video or whatever helped you out in any way, if you found it useful, informative, or if you just want to show love and appreciation to the channel and my efforts, then of course the best way to do that is to hit that like button. And subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm putting out content all the time. Much love going out to all you guys out there. It's a crazy world, guys. Please be careful, take care, and we will see you on the next one.